Greetings in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Today we will be reflecting on Luke chapter 18 verses 9 to 14. A well-known parable about the Pharisee and the tax collector, as described in verse 9, told to some who trusted in themselves that they were righteous and treated others with contempt, providing us with an insight into the model of humility. Some background to this parable is about the Pharisees, influential members of the Jewish people who saw themselves as the separated ones. They strictly followed laws and rituals. For example, following instructions seen through Leviticus, Deuteronomy and Numbers regarding fasting and tithing. Tax collectors, on the other hand, were outcasts, in the Bible often referenced to with sinners. In Jesus' time, they were likely seen as being too unclean to enter in the temple, which may explain why in the parable the tax collector was standing far off. Do we have a posture of pride, just as the Pharisee did in verse 12 when he said, "I fast twice a week, I give tithes of all I get"? For example, do you ever find yourself saying, "I attend every church meeting, pay all my subscriptions," or have stayed away from meat and chocolate during Lent with pride? Remember, all these are good things, encouraged, and can help us develop, just as tithing and fasting was meant to for the Jewish people. However, I wonder how often we have done things in an outward, obligatory manner, as the Pharisees had, with a touch of pride in our hearts, instead of focusing on actions to be driven by inward spiritual change and a desire to grow closer to God. Do we whisper a heartfelt prayer with our eyes downturned enough? In verse 13, the tax collector says a simple, sincere prayer. "God, be merciful to me, a sinner." Unlike the Pharisee who stood by himself, focused on his own acts, and in verse 11 said, "God, I thank you that I am not like other men," the tax collector puts his whole focus on God. He has honest self-awareness of his sinful nature, his inner emotion overflowing as he beats his chest and begs for God's mercy. It is a beautiful reminder of Ephesians 2 verse 8. "For it is by grace you have been saved, through faith, and this is not from yourselves, it is a gift of God." Humility comes from an understanding of our inherently sinful nature, the knowledge that Christ bridged the gap, and the compassion for all people that comes with it. Knowing God's mercy drives the positive change and impact. The model of humility and heartfelt prayer teaches us that spiritual life is not earned by comparison or achievement, but received through grace. Does the world see humility as a weakness? Do you view humility as shame? A tax collector is stood in an area around the temple where he is likely unwelcome. "God, be merciful to me, a sinner." His prayer is short, but it is earnest and brave. Admitting need to God, or anyone, takes a loss of courage. Choosing honesty before God requires self-examination and strength, standing in an uncomfortable place just as the tax collector. How often are we truly and honestly partaking in this type of openness to our God? We are reminded that humility is not lowering our value. It is about placing our value in the right place. So just as the tax collector's prayer, the model of humility in Luke 18 verses 9 to 14 is simple but powerful. To be driven to action and compassion by a desire for God. To rely on God's mercy rather than achievement and comparison. To be honest about ourselves and placing our value in God.